from your news leader.
It's a SWAT team situation as Erie police converge on a West Side neighborhood after a call of shots fired puts them on alert.
The U.S. Census Bureau releases new numbers showing that poverty levels in the city of Erie are down this year, now at a 6-year low.
With AccuRide Erie Operations receiving an award for excellence today, we'll take a look into Erie's manufacturing business.
Celebrating 50 years. Your news leader. Jet 24 Action News at 6.
Good evening.
Police are called to a residence on Erie's west side this afternoon to investigate reports of shots fired.
It's breaking news tonight at 6. Caroline Collins joins us live from West 6 and Cascade with more on what's happening at this West Side neighborhood. Caroline, what can you tell us?
Sean and Jill, I'm at West 6th Street and Cascade Streets, where just about 40 minutes ago, Erie police and the SWAT team broke down the doors of this home that I'm standing right in front of. This happened just about 40 minutes ago. Erie Police Department used their PA system asking the resident that they thought was inside of the home to come out with their hands behind their head. After receiving the search warrant, the SWAT team and the police searched the home. No one was inside. Now, taking it earlier to this afternoon, Erie police told me just minutes ago that they responded to a shots fired call around 2:30. When they got to the scene, they used their PA system to ask anyone inside of the home to come out with their hands behind their head. At this time, a man and a 2-year-old came out of the home. That man was taken into custody.
So we just stood by, called in the SWAT team. They came in. We do have 2 persons of interest in custody right now. They'll be talking to them about the incident. And then the SWAT team made entry. Nobody else is in the house, and now we're doing a search warrant to recover the evidence of the robbery.
Now, police just told me that this all could have possibly started over the sale of an Xbox, is what I'm hearing. Now, neighbors around here, they don't like this. They say this is a normally quiet area, and they're concerned about what just went on here. No more SWAT teams or the Erie police are on scene anymore. Now cars can drive down the street. It's not blocked off anymore, and we'll continue covering this. We'll have more on this at 11 o'clock tonight on Jet 24 Action News. Jill and Sean, back to you.
Caroline Collins reporting live tonight. Thank you, Caroline.
Poverty levels decline in the city of Erie and Erie County. That's according to new data. Alex Peterson spoke with local experts. He joins us now live in the newsroom with much more on what they had to say about this. Alex.
Sean, good evening. This new information concerns the 2014 year from the U.S. Census Bureau and shows that Erie city poverty levels are at a 6-year low. Poverty rates are down across the region for 2014 at 25.1% in the city and 16.3% in the county. For the county, that's a 2% drop from 2013 and a 4.1% drop for the city.
We're still at 25% poverty, which is quite a bit higher than the nation from 14.8%.
Ferrati says Erie is progressing, but needs more good-paying jobs.
You got to pick what you're good at. And what Erie is good at is manufacturing. If you look at Erie's income, it's per capita is $10,000 less than the national average. Household income is $20,000 less.
Dr. Ken Louie tracks Erie's economy and says the new data signals the largest year-to-year poverty rate decline for the county since 2007.
Poverty is falling pretty much across all demographic categories, so for both men and women. Most remarkable drop, the largest drop is among children, so we're happy to see that.
Erie Together, a group of local businesses and organizations, says just because poverty levels in the city are down doesn't mean their work is over.
We need to understand as well that's good news. There are still thousands upon thousands of people in the city and in the county living in poverty. We can't let off on the efforts that we have to make this a place where everyone can learn, work, and thrive.
Now, with city poverty rates at 25.1%, that equals about 23,944 people or residents, actually, Sean, and the most impoverished group among all of them are Hispanic residents. Sean.
Alex Peterson reporting tonight. Thank you, Alex. Republicans in the state Senate passed an $11 billion stopgap spending plan today, but don't expect the money to be released anytime soon. Those Republicans now say the money would help fund schools and social programs while negotiations continue about a state budget. The measure is expected to pass the House along party lines, but probably won't get past a veto from Governor Tom Wolf. The governor has already told lawmakers that he'll veto any temporary spending that is not part of a final budget plan. Meanwhile, board members with the Erie School District still plan to meet Monday, discussing options as the budget impasse in Harrisburg drags on. The district now looking at 3 options. We've been telling you about this for a couple days now. Borrow the money to keep going, ask teachers to work without pay until a deal is reached, or simply shut down the schools. With current finances, the district estimates it can only pay the bills for about another week.
Defense attorney Jean Placidi is asking the courts to pay for an expert to evaluate shooting suspect Darius Sanders Jr. It's continuing coverage tonight. Sanders is the 14-year-old charged with the shooting death of 18-year-old in July. State law allows teens to be tried as adults in serious offenses, but Placidi argues that the case should be moved to juvenile court. The DA is looking for a first-degree murder conviction. Judge Chad Connolly is expected to make his ruling in the near future. Well, a date is set for Keith Horton to head back to the courtroom. Horton was found not guilty of criminal homicide for the shooting death of R.B. Wilson. However, a jury declared a mistrial for the charges of voluntary manslaughter, aggravated assault, and possessing instruments of crime. The DA's office will be retrying Horton for these charges on October 14th.
Americans all across the country are pausing today, remembering the sacrifices made by those missing in action or taken prisoner. A number of MIA POW ceremonies have taken place in Erie County, including this one at the VA Medical Center. The center holds the ceremony every year so that the community can remember what others have done to keep us all free.
And it really honors some of our nation's most revered heroes, those who served under the worst of conditions. So this is a great opportunity for the entire community to show their support and let these veterans know that their service, their sacrifice has not been forgotten.
A flag retirement ceremony is planned for this evening at Lampe Marina, and a Freedom motorcycle ride will take place tonight and tomorrow in Meadville.
The Association for Manufacturing Excellence honored Accuride Erie operations today. The Association for Manufacturing Excellence awarded the Erie Accuride plant with a trophy for their commitment to the success of manufacturing in Erie. To be selected for the award, the plant went through a rigorous selection process and submitted extensive achievement reports that are based on the AIMS criteria. Mayor Joe Sennett and many other business leaders joined in the celebration with the plant workers.
It's great for the people. You know, all of the associates here, and they deserve the recognition. They work very, very hard. As I said, they're running 7 days a week. So this was a particularly interesting recognition in the midst of all the other hard work they're doing day to day just to run the business.
The Accuride plant in Rockford, Illinois will also be receiving this award.
Erie business manufacturing has been slowing down for decades. However, individual manufacturing companies around here are beginning to thrive. Leanne Stuck joins us now in the control room with more on this story. Hi, Leanne.
Good evening, Sean. Erie was once known as a manufacturing powerhouse, and though that has decreased over the decades, individual companies are on the upswing. In the 1950s, Erie manufacturing jobs made up 50% of all jobs in Erie. Now in 2015, only 15% of our jobs are in manufacturing. Though that number may seem low, we are still viewed as a heavy manufacturing city nationally. Despite the numbers in manufacturing business going down, the businesses that are still here in Erie are thriving.
We really do have an amazing workforce here in this community that is very dedicated, very talented, and not every community can really promote that. And so I think we really need to continue to, expound on that message and see what we can do to bring additional opportunities here for our citizens.
Though many people believe that Erie is turning into a tourist destination more than a manufacturing city, officials say that more manufacturing is done here than many realize.
We're a professional services town, we are a tourism town, we're an education town, we're a healthcare town, and we're a manufacturing town. We really are a diversified economy. So I understand why people see that. I think what they're really seeing, though, is the manufacturers maybe aren't as big and bold and so prominent.
Manufacturing jobs are becoming readily available, and companies are trying to encourage more youth to make that a career.
That there are present and going to be future job opportunities within those manufacturers, and they recognize fully that the wages they pay is critical to get the people that they want.
Now, although that manufacturing is on a decline overall, it is still staying strong right here in Erie. Sean?
All right, thank you, Leanne. Coming up on Jet 24 Action News, Erie's Slavic heritage is celebrated with a weekend festival. We've got that coming up after Tom's forecast. And Tom, day started out nicely, getting a little cloudy now.
That's right. Thankfully, Sean, not a whole lot of rain out there for tonight, but we'll check that weekend and, of course, next week, right after the break.
You're watching Sean Lafferty. Jill McCormick, meteorologist Tom Atkins, and Craig Smiley with sports. This is Jet 24 Action News, your news leader.